What's up, folks? My name is Trail, better known as Budget Bill, and today we have another stimulus update video for you. If this is your first time to the channel, hey, welcome and glad to have you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can be a part of it. I would appreciate it. Now, today we're going to discuss the 3 stimulus plans on the table for Congress to consider in the coming weeks. And yes, these are related to putting extra cash or another big fat stimulus check in your pocket. Before we get started, please click on the like button as it really helps the channel grow. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. What's up, guys, and thanks for sticking around. So today we want to put a few things into perspective just so we can know exactly what's all on the table at this time. Today is June 29th, so you know if this information is either old or not. But we all know that the CARES Act was passed back in March, which was a $2 trillion relief package that pumped cash into every portion of the economy. It also provided that $1,200 big fat stimulus check to Americans all over the country. Some people received theirs super quickly. For some, it took quite a while to receive theirs. And for a few people, they're still waiting on their $1,200 big fat stimulus check to arrive. And even $1.4 billion went out to people that were deceased as well. And another portion of that CARES Act being passed was the additional $600 federal boost to the weekly unemployment benefits, which will be expiring at the end of July. And that portion right there actually allowed some people to bring home more money with unemployment benefits per week than their original full-time job. So a lot of people were super stoked about that incentive. But since then, there hasn't been much action other than the HEROES Act being passed only by the House back in May. That bill was pretty much stalled out and no further action has been done towards it. Now, there have been multiple proposed bills from all sorts of people ranging from $1,000 per month to $2,000 per month to $5,000 travel credit and just many, many more. Too many to actually go through and name them here on this video. But the question is, what is Congress really working on right now? What are they dealing with right now? Let's cut through the beef, if you will, and let's discuss it right here. Well, I believe there are currently 3 stimulus plans actually on the table right now, and Congress is struggling to figure them all out. So let's go over them. The first thing Congress is working on is another round of big fat stimulus checks. We all saw that the interview with the president and Joe St. George last week, and we heard Mr. Trumpy say himself that he does support sending another wave of stimulus checks to the American people. We also heard him state that the next round of big fat stimulus checks would be very nice and very generous. And they should have that bill created within the next couple of weeks. However, we know that the White House advisors and Republican lawmakers are deeply divided on this topic and still don't have a possible amount of money to offer the American people. We know that Steve Mnuchin finally agreed to more stimulus money and just wants to make sure that they are being more thoughtful in the process of deciding on the stimulus relief this time. And then Larry Kudlow wants to send stimulus checks to people, but wants to focus on the people who lost their jobs and the ones that are most in need. And then other Republicans who just don't believe in more stimulus money is needed to boost the economy. They feel the economy will ultimately just fix itself. So there are a lot of struggles in the White House regarding the next round of big fat stimulus checks being offered. So that is the first thing that Congress has on the table that they need to figure out within the coming weeks. The second thing that Congress has to determine is whether or not they want to provide an extension of the unemployment benefits. You know, that additional $600 per week bonus incentive? Well, that incentive is actually about to expire on July the 31st, which is going to cause a ripple effect for some Americans. The Democrats are wanting to extend that $600 federal boost of benefits through January of 2021. But most Republicans urge that amount should either be phased out or lowered so workers don't earn more on unemployment than they were making at their last jobs. Which I can definitely agree with that. They actually estimated that 5 out of 6 recipients are getting more money from the government than their previous employer. So they really don't want to extend those benefits past the July 31st date. It was actually suggested from a group of top bipartisan economics that Congress should extend those benefits, but only to $400 per week instead of $600. So the extension of unemployment benefits is the second thing on the table for Congress to figure out. And then we have the third thing that's on the table, which is the back to work bonus incentive. I made a video about this recently about the Republicans are pushing for a back to work bonus of up to $1,200. Several Republicans have rolled out other proposals for hiring bonus as well, stating that it would be effective to get people off unemployment and return back to work. Even Republican Kevin Brady compared the $1,200 back to work bonus would be equivalent to collecting 2 weeks worth of expanded unemployment benefits. And then another Republican senator by the name of Rob Portman proposed that the back to work bonus of around $450 per week for up to 6 weeks total. But now that the economy has been slowly opening back up and companies are starting back hiring people again, they may not want to offer these back to work incentives anymore. My opinion on all of these three items on the table is that they definitely have to provide another big fat stimulus check. I believe that that is the number one requirement thing to do in the second stimulus package. And in fact, I believe that they will, and I think that the second stimulus check will be a one-time payment between $1,200 up to $2,000 per person. And I would assume that the same requirements as before would be applicable this round as well. Regarding the extension of unemployment benefits, I personally think that they need to allow that $600 per week incentive to expire on July 31st. Now, I don't agree with extending it past July 31st unless the government can figure out a way to only provide the extended bonus to people who were directly affected by the pandemic. And what I mean by that is for the people that have either lost their jobs or had lower hours as a result from the pandemic. Because there are a lot of people out there that wasn't working prior to the pandemic, and now they are getting this additional money to continue to be lazy. And that's crazy. It's crazy for these people to just be able to sit down at home and just be lazy and receive the additional unemployment benefits as if they were actually affected by this pandemic. I just don't agree with that. But that's my take on it. And then I am definitely for the back to work bonus. To me, that incentives people to stop being lazy and to go out and get a job if possible, versus allowing people to stay at home and receive these bonuses. So I am all for the either $400 to $1,200 back to work bonus that is proposed at this time. That way the money will only go to those who go back to work. That way it eliminates the lazy people and the ones who continue to sit at home and do nothing. And those right there are the stimulus plans on the table for Congress, as well as my personal thoughts. If you stand on one side or another, I would definitely love to get your opinion on this. Let me know down in the comments section what you think should happen regarding these three stimulus plans on the table. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoy these stimulus update news videos, definitely give this video a like, as it definitely helps out with the growth of this channel. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is a great time to click on the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell next to it, so you can be notified every time I upload new videos. Again, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.